Hey, today we're making some Kurdish okra stew called Bamî or Bamî, which is made in a tomato base, typical for many Kurdish stews, especially in the northern and southern regions. And before we get started, I want to say welcome, and if you haven't already, please make sure that you click that subscribe button. I post new Kurdish recipes every week. Starting with the star of the show, here I have some frozen okra, and for the exact amount, check the description box. For the tomato base, I love using fresh tomatoes when it comes to making bamia. For extra tomato flavor, I also add some tomato paste. You're going to need a few garlic cloves, salt and pepper to taste, a tiny piece of hot pepper, and this is optional. I just feel good when I can add some hot chili pepper to my food, even if it doesn't make it spicy. A pinch of citric acid. You need a tiny bit of tartness in your okra stew. You won't really taste it, but if you don't add it, you'll know something's missing. And some olive oil. I like to start by prepping my tomatoes by removing the skin, and the easiest way to doing it is to make a shallow cut into the skin and put them in some hot or boiling water for 3 to 5 minutes. Take them out and let them cool slightly before you peel off the skin, and when done you can either puree it in a food processor like I'm doing, or chop it up with your knife. They'll disintegrate into the stew regardless, but the puree will speed things up for me. It's time to bring it all together. Start with slightly sauteing your garlic for less than a minute. All you want to do is infuse the oil slightly and also take out any of the harsh raw garlic taste. Next thing is to also slightly fry your tomato paste for a few minutes. You know your stove the best, just make sure that you don't burn it. Continue later by adding the frozen or now semi-thawed out okras. Stir that in for a little bit and then add the fresh tomatoes, your salt and pepper to taste, and top it up with some boiling water. When your stew comes up to a boil, lower the heat to medium-low and let it simmer for 20 to 30 minutes or until your bamias become tender. And it's at this point that you want to go ahead and add your citric acid. Continue to simmer it for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then you'll be ready to serve this alongside some rice, bulgur, or why not on top of some pieces of Kurdish bread. And a key thing here is that if you don't want your okra to fall apart, just make sure that you're simmering the stew and not boiling it. That's all for today. I hope you've liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I hope to see you on the next one.